Imagine you're working in a century-old building and expect not to have a single strange experience. Now that my friend is by itself, it's an abnormal event. I mean, look, how can you work in such a rusty old building and be expecting a soft shift on a daily basis? This brings me to Jodie Jam, not Jodie Foster. She is a woman. How surprising. I also thought this name belongs to a male. Whatever, this lady has been working in this building, which is a very old theater. Though it still looks neat, it doesn't matter. A lot of old people, for example, might look younger due to plastic surgeries and Botox. As she was sitting in her office the other night doing her job, she heard some loud noises. She thought it might be her manager interviewing new candidates, female candidates to be more specific, but that wasn't really it. The noises were like a door slamming. Out of fear, she decided to document the event, so she picked up her phone and began recording. What she found out was a heavy metal door shifting back and forth on its own. What makes this event more freaky is the fact that all doors and windows were closed, so no air force could have caused such an incident, and that door was way too heavy to be moved by some breeze to begin with. There were no technical issues that could have caused such a phenomenon either. She was losing it, and it was getting on her nerves seeing it live. She tried to walk closer to the door, but her breathing was getting heavier as the paranormal activity was really too much to handle for her. She later told her manager about the incident, but he kicked her out. He didn't actually do that, but I would assume he didn't receive this news in a serious tone.
Since when does it do this? I just heard the door slam like 2 times. I'm like, my eyes are tearing. Oh my god. What the heck? I'm frozen. There's tears in my eyes. Hello? Hello? Close the door. Hello? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Somebody's playing a joke on me.
She made up a follow-up video later where she walked through the hallway. She made like a tour in that room, but she found nothing strange, so it must have been a ghostly activity, no doubt. When you want to move out to a new house, let's say the reason for you moving out is due to the house being haunted, you should be careful what you bring to your new house from the old one, because you might be bringing a possessed item. that will just rotate the same wheel over again. But if you happen to be the problem, like you're the one who has a demonic, ghostly attachment, then become one with these ghosts, or just purge your soul and go to a priest or someone with experience. This takes me to Leandro, the man who decided to move into a new property lately. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure if he did move to a new place or not, but based on his recent videos, the house where he is recording doesn't seem to be the same as the old one. Regardless, his house hauntings tend to be coming from a doll he has hanging in his kitchen. Despite him being completely aware of that, he never really tried to get rid of it. So one night he woke up after he heard some noises coming from the kitchen. He thought it might be some rat or a thief, though both of them can be categorized as rats. He immediately walked there with his phone already recording because he was recording other events in his dreams. As he reached the kitchen, he didn't find a trace of any movement. There was nothing on the floor and everything else was right where it should be. So he decided to set his phone on the counter to get a wild view in case something odd happens, and so it did. A bowl fell off its place somehow. The other day, and I think this was in his newly occupied home, he had his phone recording a room while he was in the back watching over. Something like a figure seemed to have been messing around in that room before it slammed it shut. He rushed to see who would be playing tricks on him, as if he wasn't already aware that he was completely alone. To make matters even worse, one night he was in his kitchen when he checked on his bedroom. He turned the lights on only to find a creepy scene. He is single, so there's no need to speculate about his girlfriend cheating on him on his bed. He turned the lights on and found the doll he had hanging in the kitchen on his bed. Then he went back to see if it was where it should be originally, and found it hanging where it should have been, only for it to disappear from his bed. How terrifyingly confusing.
A porta. Tá maluco, cara. É isso. Olha lá, velho. Que isso? Conseguiram ouvir o barulheiro da pega? Ó. Ó um pedaço do armário aqui onde foi parar. Aqui fora. Ó onde o armário foi parar, gente. Que isso? Olha isso aqui. Bom, galera, vou mostrar pra vocês como é que é. Eu vou tomar água. Como é que é tomar água às 3 da manhã aqui em casa? Vou deixar o celular gravando aqui pra vocês verem como que funciona isso. Super de boa. Caralho, a tampa tinha que cair, né?
Tive a impressão de que a dona estava no quarto.
Chovendo hoje bastante. Que isso? Ai, tá lá no quarto? Como assim? É a dona. A dona finalmente chegou. Oxi. Baixou a cabeça do nada. Isso. O que você tá fazendo aí? Que você quer ir de novo? Eu não mandei você embora? Hã?
Mas alguém viu aquilo. Embaixo da mesa?
That new kitchen looks so fresh. It really is sad to see him waste another house by dragging it to the muddy pod of the paranormal activity because of a stupid doll that is haunted by 1,000 souls. That 1,000 souls part was just an over-exaggeration. Being so full of yourself is provoking by itself. This is an old quotation made by me, but in all seriousness, being full of yourself and cocky, especially in a loud fashion, is what could really drive bad spirits towards you. They will try to teach you a lesson for free about how to be humble, as if these ghosts are humble to begin with. If they were, they wouldn't have been so dominant when taking someone else's property. Jake the ghost hunter, he decided to visit a hotel, not to spend a night, because that would be a logical approach. He went there to investigate. Built in 1771, the Dauphine Orléans Hotel in New Orleans is one of the oldest hotels out there. But being the oldest isn't really much of an achievement. It's what comes with it from experience. This hotel has seen it all. It served as a hospital, private residence, and bordello. And if we lived in a crazy world, they would have announced the building as a president. This place was owned by May Bailey, the man who passed away decades ago, but his spirit is what he left behind to haunt the building and the visitors. This man must have been so greedy, he didn't want anyone after him to occupy the place. It's called one of the most haunted buildings in New Orleans for a reason. There are a lot of reports of paranormal activity, such as people seeing phantoms, wandering around the hallways, and hearing knocks and creepy voices. Jake was aware of all this information, so he just wanted to take a closer look. He brought all his equipment with him: a REM pod, an EMF detector, and an AI phone app that serves as a way of communicating with ghosts through voice commands. He began the investigation, and here is where he recorded many footstep sounds. He was even freaked out when he saw the reflection in the mirror of a skeleton statue that was sitting in the piano chair. He went to the courtyard, where there were reports of sightings of a Confederate soldier, nicknamed the Worried General. It got more and more intense when he reached room 111, where he decided to sleep the night. But he was awakened by loud noises, almost as if things fell and crashed. He picked up many responses on the phone app, but one that got his attention the most was when the ghost mistook him for James Bond, and he began bragging about it.
I've set up a straw on this cup and a device right here, so if you could touch that for me, that would be much appreciated. Oh my god. Oh, I about had a freaking heart attack, dude. I just saw that damn skeleton purple-haired lady in the reflection of the mirror, dude. Oh my god. What was that? That was a footstep right there behind the bar, dude. Is May Bailey here or any other ladies of the night? I'm gonna get out my second piece of equipment, which is going to be the SPI app, which uses AI to listen for EVPs and spirit voices. The REM pod just went off. The REM pod just went off over there on the bar. I just made a full video. What was that? That was a beeping sound. The REM pod. That means it's detecting heat. Is that the old man? Whoa. REM pod went off again. What in the was that? There's so many sounds, and I don't know if it's a part of like the bar and it's like a regular sound, or if it's a ghost just trampling around. Whoa. I think that was more footsteps above in my freaking room where I'm staying tonight, dude. I'm gonna let that keep running in my pocket. I'm gonna take the REM pod, I'm gonna put it on the staircase. All right, Confederate soldier, if you could just touch that or any other spirits that are here. Okay. Oh my God, it just went off. It literally just went off. If you're the Confederate soldier that people see wandering this area, can you please touch the red light on the stairs? Guys, one thing about New Orleans, and you saw this in the intro with how foggy the camera was, it is hot as balls out here, dude. It is so hot. So people who stay in these rooms in this area, they oftentimes report hearing footsteps above them on these balconies, and that's said to be the angry Confederate soldiers. So if you're here, I would love to talk with you. This is where you would bring your guests up and do things. If you would like to do things tonight, can you touch the device in my hand or sit on the bed, please? Oh my God, was that me? Nope. I was standing still, you can see me on that camera, and it just lit up. That was insane. Also, sorry to break it to you, but I have a girlfriend, so we can't do anything tonight. Okay, this one. That was not me. That just went off by itself. Oh my God, okay. So we're already getting weird activity. Oh, guys, it is hot outside. I'm so hot. James Bond, okay. All right, I'm not, you think I'm James Bond? I'm James frickin' Bond?
Yes, exactly.
No! It just said yes, exactly. Oh my, that's because of me. I'm done. I did it! That's the greatest paranormal evidence of all time. Just don't scare me, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Just don't scare me, please.
It's 8:30 in the morning and I just woke up and I heard like a loud crash on the floor.
I like how the entire investigation was filled with faint sounds, but things people reported were not near the level of intensity they were hyping. Don't get me wrong, I do think that this place is haunted, and there are endless possibilities here, but not in this video. When it comes to investigating an abandoned place where there is a room called the Devil's Room, you would not expect it to be opened, or at least no one would dare stay for long in it. Nor for Yassim. These words are meaningless. He came to conquer these abandoned places with his flashlight and phone camera. He began the investigation, and right away, the door was in front of him. Well, it was just in front of him, but he suspected it moved or something. He entered one of the rooms. The moment he stepped out of it, the door behind him began slamming over and over. The jinns threw a bottle behind him as a way to tell him to watch over his back. At one moment, he found a drawing of the devil's symbol on one of the walls. Right where that symbol was, a door was being slammed. As Yassim was walking around, continuing his investigation, something was pulled off of its place very swiftly. In a glimpse, he couldn't even tell what it was that was dragged, but in the video, you can tell it was a sheet of cloth. He began mocking people who are calling him out for fabricating the videos, exclaiming, "How can a normal person even move these buckets easily when they are full of concrete?" But it came down at the end to the most important room, the room he said the devil rents. The devil left all the fancy houses, whether abandoned or not, and decided to settle in such a rusty house. Anyways, he heard voices as if some human was trapped behind that door, in which he did actually find someone, but we couldn't really get a good look at him.
بسم الله في أحد؟ في أحد؟ بسم الله لا إله إلا الله أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق حصنت نفسي بلا إله إلا الله بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق حصنت نفسي بلا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله بسم الله، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله، لا إله إلا الله. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. لا إله إلا الله. والله العظيم إن في شيء يتحرك يا جماعة، في شيء راح مني. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. في حد؟ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. حصنت نفسي بلا إله إلا الله. يعني في واحد يا جماعة. بسم الله، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. في واحد هنا يا جماعة. شوفوا كيف يا جماعة. طالع هنا ويجي لك واحد راسه مربع، شوف ثياب، يقول فبركة أنت يا أصحابك. بسم الله، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا إله إلا الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله، لا إله إلا الله. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. حصنت نفسي بلا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. ما شاء الله طفرهم دلين. في حد؟ في حد؟ في حد؟ في حد؟ الباب السكر يا جماعة. الباب السكر كان مفتوح. في حد؟ من أنت؟ ها؟ أنت مين؟
I don't know if that person he found at the end was a normal investigator, a policeman, or a homeless dude, but based on what we were able to see from his legs, it seems like he is a homeless man. I don't know who recorded this video or where this neighborhood is, but I really wish I could go there. For some reason, this video gives me some odd vibes of nostalgia. Maybe it's due to the nightmares I used to see when I was a kid, back when I was truly happy. The video by itself is weird and creepy. A person was hearing screams late at night. When she checked the windows, she found something that gave her an experience she may never forget ever. I mean, since she caught it on video, of course she will not forget it, because even if she did, the video is there. That's not my point. What I'm referring to is how terrifying the scene was. From the house next to hers, there seems to be a tall, creepy figure doing something to someone. I can't get into details because there are none to be provided. The person who is recording assumes it might be a Grim Reaper, so maybe he is doing his job. Or maybe it was his shift.
Yo, but do you see that in the window?
These screams in the background just made the video 10 times more creepy. Like, even if it was a prank, that's just an if. It gives the vibes. But what is it actually? And why wouldn't people just dial in that freaking 911 just to make sure someone is getting harassed or roped in an unpleasant fashion? That figure did look extremely tall too. This is what I imagine happens to those who didn't subscribe or watch the next video on screen.